Why does getting to the airport have to be such a dilemma? The driving, parking, finagling a ride. Well, if you take Uber, it doesn't. It's easy. Just install the Uber app. Enter your destination, confirm your location, and within minutes, a car will pick you up. Whether you're catching the red eye or taking off at the crack of dawn, you can request a ride 24/7. So avoid the hassle. Install the Uber app now and take your first ride today. Uber, the better way to get there.
Jimmy Mack is a renowned medical intuitive and spiritual life coach who has taken, completed, and even mastered a variety of healing modalities. After a near-death experience, he was shown and developed a simpler way to create healing and profound changes, now known as My Liquid Fish. He works with clients in person, on the phone, and over Skype worldwide, accessing energetic powers and co-creating changes that you can actually feel. Call in now to reserve your spot on the switchboard. The call-in number is 713-955-0594. Press 1 if you would like to ask Jimmy Mack a question. Enjoy this 1 hour of profound healing.
Hey everybody, it's Jimmy Mack coming to you live from Clearwater, Florida. Hope you're doing well. Sure excited about today. It's cooled off here, folks. I know you guys, my friends all over the U.S. have cooled off a little bit, but brr, is it cold here to me at least. I think I'm going to go further south to Key West, and now that they open up Cuba, I might have to wind up in Cuba before it's all over with. I love it warm. I was born and raised in Clearwater, Florida, but I traveled all over the world, but boy, is my blood thinned out, I swear. So thanks, everybody, for joining us today. We look forward to a great show. And as you know, every week here, Tuesday, 12 noon, we bring in different people all the time every week to make it more fun and exciting for me and for you. So we're excited about having our show today. And, you know, I always reference my little e-letter. If you're not getting that, you really should. It's quite entertaining and funny. Just shoot me an email, info@jimmymackhealing.com. We'll get you on the e-newsletter, send you a bunch of different things. It's always free. And there's audios on there, there's videos, there's inspirational pieces. And I'm having to look at it right now because it's all I can do to keep up with the schedule. And the schedule's on there every week. It's laid out for a whole month. So thank God for Sandy Bittinger. We love her, and she takes care of social media and the e-newsletter weekly and all that. So we're excited about that. And, yeah, it always turns out great. Next week, Tuesday, noon, as always, the last Tuesday of the month, we have Reverend Debbie Dean Spear. She's a trans medium. If you're unfamiliar with that, she actually has communication with the dead. It's very profound. I always tell folks she told me things that only my brother and I knew. And she knew my brother, but she certainly didn't know the things she told me. It was without question coming through from my brother. My brother comes through from time to time. He died from drugs and alcohol overdose, so that's all near and dear to my heart. But just profound, mystical, intuitive, you know, even a healer. So Debbie Dean Spear, that's next Tuesday at noon. That's the last Tuesday of the month, folks, and then we blaze into February. It's flying by, isn't it? Also, the first Monday in February, I'll be appearing live in Tampa. That's at Charlotte Timpone's office at Swan Holistic Health Solutions. It's off Davis Island near Tampa General Hospital. So if you're in the Tampa Bay area and you want to come see me live and in person, we schedule sessions as little as 15 minutes and 30 minutes there. Their phone number is 813-873-7773. So reach out to them. They keep the schedule. I don't deal with any of that. I just, you know, deal with readings and sessions and healings from across the room, phone, Skype, around the world. You know how it goes. So it's all good. And if you're listening, you're already familiar with it all anyway. So we're excited to have you here. Today's special guest is one of my favorites, of course. and that's Reverend Tiffany. And she is our producer. She's the glue that holds it all together. It's Reverend Tiffany White Sage Woman. She's a multidimensional healer, Ascension guide, ordained spiritual interdenominational minister. It would take me all day to read all her attributes. She's got all that online, of course. She does psychic medium work and holistic health practitioner. Does a lot of healing. She is actually the owner of Goldylocks Temple of Healing out of Connecticut. And she handles, now 15 different shows like mine. She's the executive producer of all this and really is, like I said, the glue that holds it all together. She's the production part and piece of the radio and TV shows. So if you're interested in that, you got to really reach out to her, call in or email her. It's only for the holistic profession. So readers, healers, that sort of thing, astrologers. We've got a lot of different people in our little family, as it were. You can find out more on her, of course, at White Sage. Hold on, that's flashed off of me. That's so funny. WhiteSageWoman.com. I should know it by heart. WhiteSageWoman.com. Hey, Reverend Tiffany, are you there? How are you? Good morning. Good afternoon.
Hello. How are you? I kind of have lost my voice a little, so
oh, wow.
Just bear with me. I feel fine.
Okay.
It's just, a lot of drainage. So.
Okay. Well, we'll work on it today too. Then viral, bacteria, test bacteria, mold, fungus, mildew, yeast, candida, negative pathogen, parasites. So viral, bacterial. It does test bacterial. I would drop into. Let me ask them. Blue, green, yellow, red, purple. It's yellow. So I'd be doing the yellow Listerine kind of stuff even from the dollar store like a maniac 5, 6, 7 times a day and swishing that around and gargling with that really gets into your nasal passages. And a lot of my woo-woo clients that, want to do everything so natural, they're like, oh, it's a chemical storm. It's like, no, you're not going to be drinking it. It's just going to kill off everything that's in your nasal passages, your sinuses, and in around your mouth and throat. And if you do that, you've got a much higher shot at recovery. So anyway, yellow is your color for the day for what it's worth. So that's great. How are you? Tell folks a little bit. You're welcome. Yeah, we'll have you stand up, of course, at some point in it. We'll rock it out. But what's going on? Tell me how many people you have total now for shows. I know you got your own TV show. You've got a bunch of us on Blog Talk and whatnot, the radio show. Tell folks a little bit about that in your practice.
Okay, sure. So in my practice, I have been, a healer for a long time publicly. And then just within the last year and a half with the Goldylocks Productions, it was channeled message to me or message from my guide that you need to do this. You need to create this type of platform and open it for everyone in the holistic profession and who's interested. Everyone who is supposed to be here is here, and then we have more people who are joining as well as show hosts. So it's just a wonderful way for everyone to, like I said, step onto their spiritual platform as well. Doesn't matter, healers, psychic mediums, whatever you want to, be called in the holistic profession, that's fine. And, this is just a time of all of us coming together and finding soul family. And so that's what we are, really. Goldylocks Productions is a soul family, and all of those who are like-hearted will find us.
Yeah, no doubt. Well, I know, myself included, I was originally referred by Brian Rawls, and I thought, wow, your show's cool, and your producer's cool, and what's going on? And so he hooked us up originally. I know I've sent you a few people since then, but, what a dream, folks. Yeah. I mean, if you are, I don't care what, massage therapist, chiropractor, acupuncturist, psychic medium, tarot card reader, numerologist, astrologist, anything along that vein, healing, spiritualist type, gosh, folks, you want to reach out to her. If you're ever interested in doing your own show, it's more reasonable than you would think. and you could do an hour every week, have different people on like myself, and just rock it out. And I look forward to it. I mean, we have fun. We help a lot of people around the world, and I just think it's just a really great medium to access to, and you know, we're all about helping and contributing to others. So I'm thrilled to have you here live, voice or not.
Oh, no, yeah. So I've been doing a lot of lymph drainage on myself with my ears because I have very sensitive ears. And so it's draining, it's working. But, yeah.
Good. Have you done ear candling too? Have you done the ear candling?
Yeah, I've done that in the past. I have. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's
I like that. They say the American Indians came up with that one, so I just think that's really cool. And folks that haven't, you know, Google ear candling, and gosh, if you got hearing stuff going on or your ears are constantly filled with wax or clogged, you know, that's a way to go too. But you definitely test spirit, nasal, sinus. Yeah, you've got more ear the stuff than you'd know. Bronchial, lung. You're down into lung right now. So anyway, we'll stand up. Let's rock it out real quick.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, as well. So grab it and just say it's bacterial. It should pull you forward to yes.
Okay, yes.
Release it, resolve it, delete and erase it. Disentangle it all out now into the void. Pull her straight back when you're done. Thank you.
Yes. Yeah, it's pulling me back.
There you go. Yeah. It really shows up as lungs more than anything. And we all have, you know, obviously in our bodies, bacteria, virus, mold, fungus, mildew, yeast, candida, negative patch, and parasites. But you just want to make sure you don't have an overrun of those things. So you're always going to have a tiny little bit of them out, and it's just kind of the nature of the body as we know it. But right now it's in lungs more than anything. Yeah. So your lungs test weak. That's going to pull you forward.
Oh, go ahead.
Mm-hmm. Your lungs test weak, and that's going to pull you forward for yes. All right, and I want to release all that weakness, disentangle it, uncollapse it, surrender it all out now into the void, pull her straight back when you're done. Thank you.
Okay, yeah. All right, great. Thank you. Yes. And see, I've been in different places the last week or two, too. Going to places I usually don't go to, and I'm very sensitive with environmental anything, you know. So if I'm smelling chemicals or if I'm smelling something new, it really affects me. A lot of us are sensitive like that. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's really odd. Yours doesn't test as people, places, things, pets. It tests as situations. You were in different weird situations, they're saying. So that's really interesting. Or you were in a different environment you weren't used to kind of thing. And if there's more, you know, germs and whatnot in that area, then that's really what shows up, you know. And I tell people, you know, you could eat as clean as you want. You could be doing, you and I could go to, you know, eat at a little greasy spoon diner, and we could have cottage cheese and fruit cup and then green tea and all that. But, you know, if it's a greasy spoon diner at 8, 9 o'clock in the morning, you're going to come out smell like bacon and grease. You just are. You're going to want to burn your clothes and take a shower and start your whole day over, right? So it's like, well, you ate clean, but you're in an environment surrounded by all this icky stuff. Or, you know, as you know, if we're going through a hospital, a sporting stadium, that sort of thing, or anywhere there's large groups of people, the mall even, bump into somebody, you end up grabbing their bacteria, their virus, their whatever. So kind of interesting. Airplanes are notorious, recirculating that air. That's scary, you know. So they would probably need a air filter the size of that airplane to get all the icky air out of that, you know. Can you imagine? So, right.
Oh, yeah, I mean, I can't fly. I won't fly because of that. Oh, I've tried it. I've done it 3 times, and each time I'm sick. When I'm done, I'm like, no, I cannot do this.
Right, you're like me. You're overly sensitive to everything. It's like we walk into the room and sense the energy and feel it, and it's like, So, no doubt. Hey, tell folks tell folks about shows, how to get a hold of you, your website, you know, basic overview. Where do you see the future of all this going? More and more to video? Do you see people still doing a lot of radio shows? Do you love blog talk? You want to do a different platform? My mother would say, grab any one of those 10 questions and go for it. So
I'm going to address them all. All right. So now the Goldylocks Productions website is GoldylocksProductionsCT.com. And remember, Goldylocks is with a Y. GoldylocksProductionsCT.com. You'll find, if you click on radio, you'll find all the radio schedule, all the wonderful shows and the hosts that we have, and the show times, a little bio about each host, and even their website. So you can check them out ahead of time. All right. So, and then TV, I just had I moved my time of my show from 8 p.m. on Tuesdays to 11 a.m. So I had my live show before this one, and that gets put back onto, it's like Ustream, and then on the TV channel, and then on my YouTube channel. Now, I still use Blog Talk Radio for live because Blog Talk Radio is one of the few podcast platforms that utilize a phone line for callers.
Okay.
There's a lot of podcasting programs out there, but they just only have chat ability. No switchboard, no phone. So for those that like to have callers, which all of us do, so this is why we stick with that. But I do put the archive shows are not only on Blog Talk Radio, they are on Spreaker, Spreaker, Spreaker. It's like speaker with an R, Spreaker,
Okay.
That's archive shows are. I like that format a little bit better. They have a lot. They have a huge audience. So check us out on Spreaker.com as well. You can go to Goldylocks Productions and just follow our channel. And yeah, you can find us a lot of places. I always am on the lookout on how to promote each of the, not just Goldylocks Productions as a whole, but as the show hosts individually as well. So.
Sure. How many
folks
like media?
How many?
Go ahead.
Oh my goodness, it's been a bit since I counted. But probably like 15. We had one that just started. Patty Mack. No relation to Jimmy here. Patty Mack has started her show, Connecting with Spirit, and then we have a couple of more that's going to start up in February, and then even one, Jimmy, that you had referred to me. I've got to reach out to her and connect with her.
Okay.
So it just it's good stuff. It really, really is, and it's
she's out of
beautiful.
Atlanta and really wants to do a show, and she was here this past weekend and talked about doing a show. I said, "Have I got a girl for you?" So yeah, that's great.
Oh. I like to think of Goldylocks Productions as a huge spiritual lighthouse available for everyone. So here we go. We have great hosts, and even though they may have similar techniques, please know that everyone is individual and unique, so the delivery system is going to be a unique experience. Sure,
no doubt. Yeah, and everybody's stuff's a little bit different. I know Brian's stuff is more intuitive, even light language stuff. So it's just very diverse, I think. And, it's really interesting. It makes it all interesting. And your practice is different than mine. And, that's just the way it is. So it's kind of cool. So, yeah. And then what's going on TV? What is that like? And, how do folks dial up on that channel? Is that just a URL that you have, or?
No, that's on the TV channel on, Goldylocks Productions. You click on TV, and it shows you all the recorded TV shows. All right.
Okay.
And so yes, there's live TV. There's not too many that want to go on camera and do it.
Right.
But we can stream live, and even though the recording archive shows always have the highest numbers, of course, just because on demand is so popular, right?
Oh, wow.
So, and it's because people like to watch things when they can, around their schedule, their job, and everything. And so, but we should always have a live outlet as well. So I like having live and archived.
Okay. Now, that format, are they able to call in, ask questions? Is it Oprah-ish? What is it? What's that like?
You can. We've had a radio or a TV show host, and in that case, that wants callers, then you're running I'm running the Blog Talk. I'm running radio and TV simultaneously and intertwining them.
I see.
All right. For my show, there's no callers, but there is a chat box, and there's even a Q&A box. Because my guys just want to use my show as a channeling time for messages from them. And then I get on shows like yours as a special guest, and we all help people beyond our radio shows, So it's just a great way of giving back to the community.
Love it. Yeah. Hey, well, let's take a caller. 818, Carolyn, you're on line 1. Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from California.
Hey, how are you today?
I'm doing pretty good. I feel much better.
Good.
And the question I have for Reverend Tiffany is, I'm just thinking, I don't know. I know I need to meditate more, and I just have to sit down and do it. But I just want to know, do you see some of the ways that I will grow spiritually in 2017?
Well, it's interesting you say that, and I see, I work a lot with Isis. So Isis is standing beside you, and she's got her arms in, okay, like her arms crossing her chest, right? And when she takes her arms and unfolds her arms out, it's beautiful wings. And she goes, it's up to you. Open your wings and fly.
Okay.
You have potential. You're very powerful. It's almost like you need to just, you need to love yourself more with that self-confidence and believe in yourself. And you are ultra-sensitive, too. You feel everything. Environmentally, people's energy, you just feel energy on such a high vibration that, you have to do a little bit more to maintain yourself. But that's okay. It doesn't mean you're any less powerful. You're still very powerful. You can, and you do, go out and help and heal people just by talking with them.
Yes, I do.
So the sky is the limit. How far do you want to go?
Oh, yeah. Well, that makes sense. I had been thinking about other things I wanted to do, and I know, Jimmy, you do matrix energetics. I always wanted to do that and learn that. And I'm thinking about forensic healing and body talk. Those are things I'm interested in. But I know I just have to do more and figure out what I want to do and just start doing it.
Yeah, very good.
You have just don't fill your plate up too full. No matter what you choose, you're going to deliver powerful healing, no matter what road you want to go down, so to speak, or how you want to deliver it. But it's so all of those are right. Just don't block yourself by indecisiveness of what do I do? Just know that whatever you decide to do, the being part of you, which is the healing, is going to shine through.
Okay, that makes
Love
sense.
it.
Thank you, Jimmy. I just want to ask you this, if I have time to do it. You had told me some time ago about putting some, I think, grass-fed butter in some coffee, and I think it was coconut oil. Do you remember that?
Correct.
Was that for sleeping?
Yeah,
was that for me?
Yeah, it's really brain stuff. It's good. It's called Bulletproof Coffee. Most people use medium chain triglycerides, and it's MCT oil. But I like the Kerrygold butter, unsalted, and also some coconut oil, both of which are very inexpensive at any grocery store you go to. And you would put maybe a teaspoon of each one in your cup of coffee, maybe with stevia cream, whatever. I just find that it's very rich in all the good fats and acids, and it really, really, really helps our brain. And in fact, Reverend Tiffany did some research on that. She's a bigger expert on it than I am. She'll tell you about the Kerrygold people. The butter's from Ireland, and I think they pretty much feed their cattle. Of course, they're only grass-fed about 8-9 months out of the year, and the rest of the time they have them in like heated barns, and they give them really high-end organic grain and vitamins and minerals. It's quite funny. It's almost like, the Kobe beef, they massage them. So, Reverend Tiffany, you want to speak to that? You did some research on Kerrygold butter even.
Oh, absolutely, because it was, I was making ghee for a while, Ghee, the clarified butter. And then I was like, well, I want to know what are the healthy butters out there. And Kerrygold came up, and so they'll talk to you. You can call them up, of course, it's fine. You're calling another country. But they will answer any questions that you have. And some of the concerns, even like on their website, I think frequently asked questions was, well, if they are grass-fed, where are they kept during the winter months? And they said, keep in mind, they're out in the pasture for 10 months out of the year. So only 2 months they're kept in like the heated barn, and they are fed a really great diet, an organic diet. And so they prepare for when they've got to go into the barn. Why not save some of the grass? Why not use these other nutrients and plan and prepare for it? Just like why have a garden so we can harvest it and can and plan for the winter, right? So they do the same thing. So it is, that's the only butter I use is the Kerrygold. It is a really good butter. And we all need that. We need those good fats.
You need the good fats. We really do.
Did you have to get it at Trader Joe's? Do they have it at Trader Joe's?
They should, yeah. Kerrygold butter. Yeah, you could look on the internet, but I'll bet you they do, and they'll also have coconut oil as well. You don't need to go crazy organic or buy a gigantous bottle. You just buy a little bit and use a teaspoon of that in your coffee. But I find that really helps with brain fog. It helps people out a lot. As far as your modalities and things, I would do whatever you're drawn to, whether it's meditation, Ewan method, matrix, whatever. I have my own thing. It's called My Liquid Fish. You can read all about that. Send me an email, info@jimmymackhealing.com. I'd send you videos on that, audio. It's all free. Things you can read about and watch and listen to. So that's another choice for you. I did all those other things. I did Ewan and Access and Theta Healing, Matrix Energetics, Reconnective Healing. I did every last one of them you could name. But what came to me through Spirit when I had a near-death experience in ICU was this is what it is, and it's called My Liquid Fish. So it's very simple once you figure that out, and that can really start to change everything. That's how I pull you around the room, having never met you or not knowing where you live. So that's kind of interesting. So, yeah, reach out. I'll send it all to you for free, babe, and, whatever works for you, though. I joke even with Reverend Tiffany and a lot of folks. I think we're over here doing Reiki or we're doing our thing or My Liquid Fish or Matrix or whatever we're doing in the corner, and Spirit's kind of laughing and creating all the healing anyway.
Well, that's true. Where did you find the bulletproof coffee from?
Yeah, you can read all about it online, but you would just get regular coffee. You would just use regular coffee. That's really what they call it. Bulletproof coffee is regular coffee with MCT oil or medium chain triglyceride oil. My son originally turned me on to that, my youngest. But that's really just the nickname for it. But you just get regular coffee and you put a teaspoon of the butter in it and a teaspoon of that coconut oil and maybe sweeten it to taste, whether you use stevia, whatever you use, and then, of course, a little creamer. It's good to go. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised what that'll do for you over time. Make sense?
You know what I like?
Thank you.
What I like to use to sweeten it. is you can use coconut sugar because that's a natural sugar. So coconut sugar with the Kerrygold butter in there is really good.
There you go.
Wow, I didn't.
That's a great idea. Yeah, I knew she knew. Yeah. Very cool.
All right, thank you, Reverend Tiffany.
Thanks for calling in, Carolyn. Good to talk to you. We appreciate you listening.
Always good to listen and call in. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a great week. 323 is our next caller. Denise, hi. You're on the line. How are you?
Hi, I'm great. I'm calling from Granada Hills, California. And,
okay.
My question is, what do you see in store for me for this year for my career?
Okay, you're asking Reverend Tiffany overall? What is it you're doing now? What would you like to do?
One of you. Well, I would like to become more involved with my music, my songwriting. Although I do a lot of other things, it's been a little confusing for me because I do too many. There are too many things that I can do that I'm always trying to figure out which one I really should be doing.
Mm-hmm. Reverend Tiffany?
Yeah, that's how I saw your energy too, pulled in all directions. And
right.
The thing with that, you can do all of this, but you're going to experience burnout really quick because you have to evenly distribute. I see lots of pots of gold for you, but you want to concentrate on what's the main one that's going to bring money in for you. And here's a great technique for those that have a lot of energy or feel like, I have too many choices on what to do, is to really, and whether you go into meditation or just do a visualization exercise of imagining, all right, so how many choices do you have? Picture that many doors in front of you. All right. So now you have your supreme guide, your main guide, or it could be an angel. Someone's handing you a key. And the key can be any type of key for those who like to really be specific, What does your key look like? Is it a skeleton key? Is it an ankh? What does your key look like? But anyway, take the key, go to whichever door you want and open it. And then what is inside? What is beyond that door? And that is the job or the opportunity that's going to bring you the most money. It's going to be the most consistent stream of money. It's fine to have, we all like to have little pots of gold, so to speak. I mean, you have different avenues too. So here's my main job. I do this on the side and this on the side too for some extra income. And that's what I'm calling these pots of gold is extra, right? So, but sounds like you need to be focused on what the main consistent stream of flow is going to come from. And you have to be honest with yourself as well. I do feel that when you follow your dreams, that's just the most abundant way to go. And you are very talented. You can handle a lot of things, but just make sure it doesn't turn into juggling. So, and that's juggling all of this, and because after a while, you could get tired or it can frustrate you. So you have to really enjoy what you do and what you be, so to speak. Many of us fall into the doing trap, and we go where the more money is and kind of sacrifice our heart and our dreams and our true talent. And how do you know where your true talents are unless you take a risk and you go out there and you just try it? But I do feel music is very big for you. And so that's the area that you will be more profitable in.
Okay, I do know which thing brings me more joy, and it's really the music, but it brings me the most joy. Mm-hmm. I am just, when I'm working on it, I'm in another space, and it's so much joy there. So for me, but not with the other ones. It's never been like that with the other ones.
we forget that abundance is connected to joy and bliss and happiness. That's when it just flows. It really does. When you do something you love, people all around you feel it. And it's very, very powerful. Come on, we've all called customer service and someone's like, they obviously hate their job, and it makes you want to hang up.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get that because when you're growing up, your parents and other people try and decide for you what you should do, get a regular job, and that's what was done to me. So I think that's a reason. So I'm trying to get beyond that because I know now I need to focus on what brings me joy, not what somebody else thinks I should be doing. So I didn't know how to, maneuver through all that all through the years. So,
Denise, I would add to that and just say that we don't all start out like Whitney Houston or just rocket to stardom next week. But right. It feels like even if you work in and around that industry, it doesn't matter I don't care if you had to sweep the floor in the recording studio. You know what I'm saying? You need to be kind of in the industry, as it were. Okay. So that's what you want to keep in mind and just kind of, sidestep 5 different levels of moving on up into that. It doesn't matter if you're, sweeping the floor, the secretary, next thing you know, you're the night assistant manager, then you're the manager, and then all of a sudden you're running the recording studio or recording your own stuff on the side, and then you wake up one day and you got the next hit single. You see what I mean? And so stay out of it.
Yes, I get it.
Just stay out of it. It has to be overnight. Just know that it's my attorney friend, one of my best friends is an attorney, and he always says you got to put in your 10,000 hours. Whether you are a golfer or tennis pro or dancer or whatever it may be. So you got to drop in your 10,000 hours and, and if you have to work or do 5 different things, it's okay. I've had up to 3 jobs at one time years ago. So I would get up in the morning, do one thing till noon, and I'd do another thing all afternoon, and I'd be talking to people like you all night till midnight and West Coast, and, that's what I did for years. So when people tell me they can't find a job, it's like, hey, I had 3. I know you can find a job. You may not love it, but you want to do a little bit of everything until you get where you really feel you've hit that groove or that sweet spot. Does that make sense? I hope it helps.
Yes, it does. It does.
Awesome. Well, we appreciate you calling in today, and we appreciate you listening, too. Thank you very much.
Okay. And, Tiffany, I hope you feel better.
Oh, thank you, sweetie.
And thank you to the both of you.
You bet. Thank you. Okay. Thanks for calling in.
Okay. Thank you for having me.
You.
Bye-bye. 267, you're next. Hi, what's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hi, my name is Donna. I'm calling from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
Hi, Donna. I have a question for Reverend Tiffany today. What's going on?
Yeah, I don't know. It's a crazy question. I just want to know, am I ever
you called the right number.
Okay. I just want to know, am I ever going to get my spirits back? I'm not a poor me. I'm not a dwelling kind of person. I'm an upbeat, very happy person. But all in 1 year's time, I lost my grandmother, grandfather, my aunt, and my husband left. And I'm just wondering, I'm going to start going to school. I have a job and everything. I'm trying to keep going. I'm trying not to as well. But my spirits just seem like so low. Am I ever going to get that back again? Do you see? That's a crazy question, but
that's all right. We're going to work on it. Reverend Tiffany, start.
Yeah, it's not a crazy question at all, Donna. And it's in my 20s. I lost a lot of. I don't say lost. Why do we say lost? But 5 members of my family, my mother, my grandfather, mother-in-law, father-in-law. I mean, all within a year's time. And you really do feel lost, or you feel lost. So it's funny how we say we lose these people, but we don't.
Right.
And now it takes years. I understand that you've got to go through the grieving process, for each one. But you realize that, they're just in a higher type of energy, of vibration. They're still alive because energy doesn't die. And it's us who end up lost. We're the ones that feel so lost afterwards. But it's let's just know that, that let's appreciate the time that we had together. What lessons did we learn from each other? And you are going to definitely feel more on track this year. This is your year of living your life, you moving forward. And you have had a lot of self-discovery during this whole process. And It can feel uncomfortable. It can feel very uncomfortable. But you know what? You're going to, by the end of this year, you're just going to come out feeling so much better, so much more focused, and knowing who you are by the end of this year. But you keep going. You're on the right path, and you are going to get to that space fairly quickly, believe it or not, of feeling at peace. That inner peace is coming back for you, okay? And I can't really say coming back because you haven't had the inner peace like what you're going to be stepping into. It's going to be so much more powerful that anything else, any other challenges that come up for you, you're going to be able to sidestep it or step over it very easily. To go, okay, been here, done that. I know how to I know how to maneuver around this. So.
Right. It seems like the petty stuff I'm learning that stuff was petty before. And it's, not a problem now. So all that stuff is, not even a problem. But with my husband leaving, to go to pick up the phone to talk to these people, and they're not there no more. So, yeah.
I know, it's very difficult. Yeah, but they are, but in a different way. Now you're going to pick up your spiritual phone and talk to them instead of the physical phone. And know that you talk to your husband, he hears you. He hears you. You talk to him, even if you're yelling at him. He hears you. All right.
Well, he left. He's still alive. My husband. He's still alive. He just left. It was just one of the things after they had all passed away. He left a couple months. But it all happened in a year's time. But yeah, he's still alive. That was the last thing to happen. So.
Okay. There is a people around you. There is a very supportive male around you, though, that is here to help you through everything, and they all hear you. Whether you have thought, and know that when you think about a loved one, that means they're right beside you because they give us these thoughts as what sign do I let them know they're here? And so that's what you can do. As far as embrace that they're there with you.
Right. Okay.
So it's just communicate with your loved ones in a different way. And as far as your physical, okay, you're the husband that has left you. Is he your first husband?
Yeah, he's my second husband.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
I was very young. I was very young with my first husband. That was But yeah, he's my second husband. We were married for 13 years together for 20-some years. But I'm starting to heal from that. I was kind of, he did it at the wrong time, but I still have it in me to go. It's just, I just feel like I want to get that spirit back. I hope he's miserable, but.
Well, but here's the thing: is that you understand what I say when you've been a chameleon for so long. You have changed and shaped to be what everyone else around you wants you to be, wanted you to be, and you did things to please them. Well, now it's time to, what's your natural color? Because chameleons change all these different colors. Who are you? Who is Donna? And that's the self-discovery time that you're in. This is, who am I? And I'm going to do things for me now. And that's very powerful. Yeah. So, yes, So this is a year of empowerment for you, stepping into your power.
Oh, okay. Well, I think I'm headed down the right path anyway, so.
I think so. Donna,
Yeah.
you want to stand up? We'll show you some of the energy. If you're standing up, face due north. You want to have your feet about hip width apart. I'm going to pull you forward for yes, push you backwards for no. You can say, my name is Donna. You'll feel a pull forward.
Okay.
Feel it? Okay. And if you say, my name is Nemo the fish, you'll feel the pull backwards, okay?
Okay.
There you go. It's a radio show, so you can say it out loud. People won't hear you if you don't say it. But what comes through for you, by the way, is themes of loss. You're really kind of caught up, and you feel kind of like when we're fishing and the line gets all bird nest, they call it. That's what you feel like. You're caught up in themes of loss. So we'll just say that. She feels caught up in themes of loss. That's going to pull you forward right now. You'll feel it pull really hard forward. We're just going to release it, resolve it, delete and erase it, disentangle her out of it all now. Going to pull you straight back when that leaves energetically. And I can feel it leaving now. You feel that?
Yes, I do.
Okay. So it's going to pull you backwards and pull, pull, pull until all that's gone. It's going to drop you off in neutrality once it's done. There you go. Make sense? So that's us, if you will. You and I are going to the little handheld car wash, and you're putting in the coins, and I'm spraying down your ethereal body so we can take off all this loss. Doesn't mean we're going to forget them, and we'll never forget them, but, you know, we want to be in that place where you can at least function in life. And I would tell you production, anything you can do to produce will get your mind off all that heaviness too. So when things get heavy, I'm like cleaning and washing clothes and washing dishes and getting really down into just the basics. And since you're working and going to school, that's outstanding. So stay really occupied with that once you get past, obviously, the grief cycle of everything. And that's going to go a long way to improve your mood. Does that make sense?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. And I feel like you're a nonstop go-getter anyway. So this is part of life and what we all signed up for. So you're like resilient, they said, is the word we would use for you. And you're like me, you have 9 things going on at one time, and that's okay. Otherwise, you'd be bored. That just tells me you're really smart. So, and you can get a lot done and a lot accomplished. And so just stay with that, and I think things will work out for you fabulously, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for calling in today. We appreciate it. Have a great week, and thanks for listening.
Okay, you too. Thank you. Bye-bye.
You're welcome. Bye-bye. 727 is our next caller. Hi, what's your name? I know where you're calling from.
Well, you might as well call me Sandy. You said I could call myself anything. We were chatting earlier, and I totally forgot to bring up, I've been having these recurrent UTIs, and I can't figure out what's going on. Like, my one doctor gave me a medicine to take postcoital just to prevent them, and I totally forgot. And then I had another one like 2 days later that I had to get like bigger medicine for. So, like, what is up?
Yeah, test bacterial. I'll let Reverend Tiffany address it, and then I'll pick it up.
All right. So, your UTI, it is something really interesting. Is you have to. This may sound strange, but really look at the situations around you. What's upsetting you? What's pissing you off? All right. You see the connection there. If you're really upset or pissed off about something and you say, this person pisses me off, your body takes it as a command to shut down. All right. So we have to be careful with our thoughts and you know that. But also too, this is just with the earth going through so many changes, we're going through so many frequency upgrades and changes. Our bodies are really feeling twisted and pulled. You have to be very careful. You make sure you are consuming a lot of water. You need more water than the normal person does. All right?
Okay.
And so make sure you flush your system. If you have UTI pain, and I've tried all sorts of stuff because I used to get them a lot until I realized I just have to stop being pissed off at everything. And work on that, mind, body, and soul together. But there is a natural, holistic type of item that you can get. It's called Canthari. CANTHARI. Google this. You can get it through Amazon. I stay stocked up on it because it is the fastest thing to help with UTI pain. When you have that urgency, that is very uncomfortable. And if I tell you what it is, it's actually a type of army beetle that is used. But it works. It really does work. So it's a natural type of healing technique. But you would take, so it comes in little small pellets, and I would take 5 every 15 minutes until you have 7 doses. Do that 7 times. So pretty much you're going to, it takes 35, but you're going to take 5 pellets every 15 minutes. And I guarantee you by the 3rd dose, the pain is going to totally reside. So with that, I said every 15 minutes. So within 45 minutes, you're going to really feel it go to work. And you keep up with it, though, so that it just kind of takes it away. And you can get back to your day. That's the big thing. You're not curled up in a ball.
Or you're not in the I just went and I got to go again, but nothing really goes, and then you have that pain and
exactly.
You don't have to go.
That type of thing. That's very frustrating. To avoid your bladder and feel, 5
really
minutes
pisses
later.
me off. No, I'm just kidding.
I know, right? See, now. But that works, and it works for me. And then I've noticed that, I get them every once in a while, especially near our feminine time, right near our hormonal, right near our menstrual cycles. For some reason, we can get a little touch of UTI or yeast. So we really have to make sure that women have to really make sure we're taking care of our body.
Okay, great.
Makes sense. The other thing I would look into if you have it, locally is called Uva ursi. It's called bearberry, similar to that, but you need up to, let me ask, it's Uva, UVA, ursi, URSI, and it's called bearberry. Like BEAR, like a berry, and you need about 500 milligrams, up to 1,000 milligrams, 3 times a day till this is over. I don't, check with your physician. I don't see any of it as contraindicated on anything you're taking right now, but it definitely tests as it's not viral, it's bacterial. So.
Okay. All right. Cool. Well, thank you guys.
You want to stand up, rock it out. Right now, just say I have UTI. Forward now.
No, it actually pushed me back, but I've been on antibiotics for 5 days, so it's probably gone. I haven't had the pain in a few days.
Correct. Yeah, it tests weak here too. In other words, that you don't have it. It tests as a no. So, happy day, right?
Yeah.
Nice.
I'm very comfortable. So, all right, cool.
Right.
Well, thank you guys.
For anybody. Well, thanks for calling in. We appreciate it.
Yep. Have a great day.
Have a great one. Thank you.
Thank you.
Awesome. Bye. Reverend Tiffany, thanks so much for being on the show live. You're a trooper in spite of your voice, so hopefully that's going to heal up. I know you run like me, Mach 2 with your hair on fire, always going. Tell folks how to get a hold of you also for sessions, private sessions, and also if they're ever interested in doing their own radio or TV show, how to get a hold of you.
Sure. You can get a hold of me through my healing website is whitesagewoman.com. And then you can get a hold of me there for anything, whether it's the healing or the production. But the actual production website, again, is Goldylocks Production, CT for Connecticut.com. If you're interested in having your own radio show, 1-hour weekly radio show, then give me a buzz. I'd love to talk to you about that and to join it's a very tight-knit community that we have. The team Goldylocks is like a family. We're very tight-knit. There's no competition here whatsoever. And so we all are supportive of each other. I think, and if you need any type of healings and messages for you, and that website is whitesagewoman.com. And also, just check out the website. There's a lot of great things. I'm also an independent distributor for Nature Sunshine, and you can find out more on my website about that.
Thanks so much for being on today. Always make it a pleasure. We appreciate you being the glue that holds it all together. We definitely all feel like a family, folks, when it comes to her and her helping us. It's kind of the den mother of the crazy Cub Scouts, the Boy Scouts, whatever. It's kind of funny, really, but I think we've all been on each other's shows even, so we really do know each other and we do care, and it is awesome. So thanks so much, and folks, always remember, make progress every day. Thanks. Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.
Why does getting to the airport have to be such a dilemma? The driving, parking, finagling a ride. Well, if you take Uber, it doesn't. It's easy. Just install the Uber app. Enter your destination, confirm your location, and within minutes, a car will pick you up. Whether you're catching the red eye or taking off at the crack of dawn, you can request a ride 24/7. So avoid the hassle. Install the Uber app now and take your first ride today. Uber, the better way to get there.